and I'm back with another video. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and become part of the All-Star team. Now, with this video, I'm basically going to be pitching my ideas for the MCU X-Men movie. And I'm joined today with my cat, Minnie. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, y'all, so first things first, as much as I love Wolverine, he is not going to be in the first film, because we have so much Wolverine content. Logan, Wolverine Origins, Deadpool and Wolverine, which is coming out next month, and I can't wait to see that, but that's a video for another day. So this first movie is not going to be about Wolverine. Instead, I made the main character Scott Summers, who is the leader of the X-Men. So I hope you guys, can rock with this, because Scott proved himself a lot in X-Men 97. A lot of people liked him. And even in X-Men Evolution, he was, like much more like character. The old movies didn't do Scott any justice, so I decided that I'm going to go ahead and make Scott a more likable character. So this is the roster for the movie. It's going to be, the protagonist is going to be Cyclops, which is Scott Summers. The mentors are going to be Professor X and Beast. The comedic relief is going to be Iceman and Angel. And the love interest is going to be Jean. She'll play a bigger part of the movie, but right now I'm just listing out everybody. And then the antagonist is going to be Senator Kelly and Magneto. And I think that having this like roster and cast is pretty cool, because like it's a small cast. So we're going to watch the X-Men grow bigger and bigger by the end of the trilogy, or however long it'll go, because there's a bunch more X-Men we can add into this. But looking at this movie is going to be like a really small cast for the MCU, and then we'll watch it grow. So that's how I wanted to start it off, grounded level. So yeah, that's why I started off with Cyclops as the protagonist. All right, so I made it to where Cyclops, he's 15 when we were first introduced to him. He's a young kid. His powers didn't activate yet either. So he ends up having these flashbacks of the plane crash that happened with his parents. And I had to tie it into the MCU somehow. So I made it to where the pilot was Thanos snapped away, and then Scott's dad tried to take over, but he doesn't know how to fly an airplane, and his mom looked up and said everything's gonna be okay. Then he wakes up out of the dream, and he has those flashbacks throughout the entire movie, right? And so Scott goes to school, and he ends up getting bullied by this kid named Chase. It's just some random dude that I made up. So he gets bullied by Chase, but then he gets defended by Jean Grey. Jean doesn't have powers at this time either. So Jean defends him, and Chase leaves him alone for now. But one day he ends up cornering Scott and keeps bullying him. And Scott also continues to have the flashbacks as Chase is bullying him. So that ends up activating his powers, and a red beam comes out and shoots Chase. Now Chase isn't, unalived, but he's hurt really, really badly. So then the police end up pulling up and being like, hey, Scott, you got to come with us because you obviously did this to Chase. So Scott opens his eyes again, blows up the police car. Now, bigger people are involved, because now they realize Scott has powers. So General Ross pulls up, and General Ross is like, yo, we got to take this kid in. But then Charles Xavier and Magneto show up. I'm making Magneto a part of the X-Men, and then making him a likable character, and then making him slowly betray him. But you'll see later on in the video. So Charles and Magneto pull up, and General Ross is like, why should I let you go over there and talk to the kid when I can just bring him in? And Charles is like, because I'm just like him. But instead, he says that inside of General Ross's mind. So General Ross is like, hey, yo, this man has powers too. You know what? Fine. You can go talk to him. And then he tries to calm Scott down, and Scott's like, why should I go with you? And then Charles is like, oh, because I'm exactly like you. And he says that in Scott's mind. So Scott gets a little happy and opens his eyes, and a small beam shoots out, but that makes General Ross nervous. So then he tells his guys to get ready to, go get Scott. Magneto then flexes his powers and lifts all their guns up above their head. And then he tells Charles that he can continue talking. So then Charles then offers Scott the chance to be his student and control his powers. Scott obviously accepts. And when he gets into his room and gets settled in, Magneto and Charles decide to talk to him. And they're like, well, you're our first student, but we do have other students on the way that's getting ready to, control their powers, because having powers is a gift, not a curse. And Magneto, also agrees with Charles. So he's going to try and take on the mentorship position with him for Scott. So Scott's like, you want me to be a part of your team? And then Magneto says, we want you to be a part of the X-Men. And then Charles said, actually, I would like it if you led the X-Men. So then Scott, he's extremely happy. So now these are a bunch of key points that are going to happen in the movie. It's going to be 3 years later, and Charles is going to see Jean in Cerebro, because Cerebro is the helmet that he uses to locate all different types of mutants to recruit them to come to the X-Mansion. So Jean is going to get her powers, but she's not going to know if she wants to join the X-Men or not. So Cyclops is going to try and, riz her up and, get her to join the X-Men. And she's also going to help him with his memories about the plane crash, and the two of them are going to become closer, romantically. So I guess it could be kind of like a little love story type thing. And then as far as things go for Magneto, he's secretly working with Senator Kelly to get Cerebro technology to help locate mutants, so that, Senator Kelly can try and work on the Sentinel program. And the X-Men are going to all join up together to stop Magneto from taking the mutant technology and betraying them. And then Jean's basically going to join the team, and the post-credit scene is going to be Storm. Basically, there's going to be this humongous storm in Africa, and then Professor X is going to say, X-Men, get ready, because we're about to go to Africa. That would be the post-credit scene. But yeah, this is basically my pitch for the new MCU X-Men movie. I really hope you guys liked it. I put a whole lot of thought into this, and I actually would not mind, being able to pitch this to Marvel or something someday. I'm sure that they have a lot of, people that's working on it, but I think that this would be a really, really cool project, having Magneto as a friend then turned into a foe, and then having the movie be about Jean and Scott having their relationship develop. Because when you do introduce Logan kind of has a thing for Jean. So now, you feel me? It's like, dang, do I like Logan? Do I like Wolverine for trying to get with Jean? Like, it's gonna be so much better than, how it was done in the 2000s. But, however they do it, it'll be cool. But this is my way, and I'd really, appreciate it if you guys, as a matter of fact, tell me how you guys feel about this pitch, in the comments. I appreciate you guys for your time and everything, and I hope you have an amazing day.